Hello everyone and welcome to our next video. This one is going to be about movement. Now I've recorded this a few weeks earlier, so by the time you get this, you too should have had your vaccination. I had mine today. Okay, now movement, that's a difficult thing to do. We can't all be Harry Potter and have our paintings moving around in front of us like that. That's really difficult to do, and I don't think I can manage that. A lot of artists have tried to get movement into art. One way was during the 1960s or early 70s, we had what we called the op art movement, and artists painted pictures which frankly made your eyes go dazzling all over the place. I think I once had a t-shirt with this picture on the front of it, which looked absolutely horrible, but at the time it was all the rage. So op art, you could spend time having a go at that. Have a look at this. Now, the two colours there, red and blue, are opposite each other on the colour wheel, and that means that the colours sort of bounce between each other as you look at them, and eventually as you look at that your eyes start to go a little bit funny and you've got movement between the blue and the red. Can you see that? Well, Pete Mondrian had a go at this, and he used exactly that idea to produce this painting called Wall Street Boogie Woogie, and if you look at it for long enough you can actually see the colours start to bounce all over the place and jump around. And you've got movement in that picture. Even though it's a static picture, it doesn't go anywhere at all. It's got some movement in it, and that's interesting, isn't it? Escher, this is an Escher picture. He likes to do pictures that got strange movement in them. In this one, the fish transform into birds. And in this one, there's a staircase with moving up and down the staircase and people. And you've got that kind of movement in that as well. And in this one, I think it's going to come up. There we are. We've got people moving around there, backwards and forwards, side to side. And you can see the movement in that picture. In this one, we've got the effect of air on something. So in this one, the dandelion, we saw that a few weeks ago, having the head blown, the seeds blown off it by the wind, that creates movement. And this is a Banksy. I don't like Banksy. This is a girl letting go of a balloon, and you can see the balloon floating away in the sky, and that gives movement as well. And this is Jack, I have to look it up, Jack Veteriano. You can see the maid on the right is bent over by the wind, and the couple are dancing, and that's got movement into it again. And this one by a very famous artist has got a girl walking into the wind, and you can see she's huddled up against the wind and the wind's blowing her and she's stooped over towards it, and that creates movement, doesn't it? So let your eyes settle for a minute before I go on a bit further. You can create movement in your pictures lots and lots of different ways. Have a look at this. This is a horse running in the sea, and he's leaning over to one side. He's in the air. He's going to land. And if we wait long enough looking at this picture, we expect him to land at any second. And these horses are charging towards us. So realistic, you almost feel like ducking out of the way. And it's the dust kicked up by the horse's hooves that make the picture feel as though it's got movement in it. Back to that one again. I love that picture. It is a painting and not a photograph. This one, this is the effect of smoke in the air. These are all Claude Monet paintings. He spent days at the Gare Saint-Nazaire, the station of Saint-Nazaire in Paris, and he was looking at the way the smoke billowed out of the engines and drifted into the air, and he got the movement in that way. I'll let the next one come up again so you can see that. I like these paintings a lot. These are really very good. Okay. And in this one, we're talking about water, the effect water has on movement. This is the sea. Now, there's movement there, certainly. That poor ship looks as though it's about to tumble straight over and fall and capsize. And here's a famous painting called the Tsunami by a Japanese artist. And you can see the movement of the waves there, the spray flowing out and blowing into the air. And this one, we saw this one a little while ago by Turner, Snowstorm, the swirl of the sea there, the swirl of the snow in the air. Fantastic picture. Back to something more quiet now. These are Degas paintings. This is by Degas, and we can see the girls are moving. They're not going to stay like that forever. They've got movement in it. And here they are getting ready to dance. And you can see them practicing. You see the arms moving, the legs bent over, and there's movement in that there. And in this painting, quite different again. This is a painting by L.S. Lowry. This is called Going to the Match. And because he's got all the people arranged in a certain way, you can see that they're all moving gradually towards the match. towards the football match. So there they are. That's movement in that kind of way. Now you can use a road to do it as well. Here, this is a David Hockney painting. He's got perspective into that, and you can look down the avenue there and you feel drawn towards it. And this one, you feel as though you're on a bike or something careering down that hill into the valley below, and this lovely movement created by that twisting road going off into the distance. And here we've got another one, a track leading straight away, and it pulls you into the picture. It gets movement that way. Okay, this picture by Whistler of his mother, absolutely no movement at all. She's sitting there, stark still, staring into space. Absolutely no movement at all. She's still. And in this one, the card players by Suzanne, the two men are sitting there playing cards, staring each other out, not wanting to move a muscle in case they give a clue away to the other person. So those two paintings have no movement at all in them. You can see they're absolutely upright and straight, no movement at all. But this one, this horse by Edward Landseer, absolutely perfect. You can see the horse is standing on his back legs. He's not going to stay there forever. He's going to land. And the detail is fantastic. Okay, so what's your mission? Your mission, should you accept, you will, your mission is to try and do a painting that's got some sense of movement in it. It can be someone walking into a storm. It can be leaves blowing, hair blowing, whatever you want. Try and create a really interesting picture with movement in it, okay? Giving you lots of ideas. Go back and have a look at them again. Until then, happy painting.